Hello. First, I want to start this off with what I believe ethnic studies and social justice is. First, my understanding of ethnic studies is the look of it it is that it looks at the differences of other ethnic groups and takes a deeper look into their cultural history and their point of views. It also looks at those marginalized groups within society that don't get a lot of media attention, mainly like groups that may live in poor areas or don't get a lot of community outreach, along with topics that also include race and identities. As for my understanding of social justice, I think it is the collective initiative to fight for social equality from those who suffer from inequality. The, the authors within the course talk about ethnic studies relatively the same as mine, their use of it, while their talk about social justice is a bit differently, as they describe it more as the initiative of fighting social inequality for everyone on a systematic level to give everyone an opportunity for education and jobs. This is referenced in chapter 1 and chapter 2, and also week 2 ethnics. From the readings over the past couple of weeks, my major takeaways I've had from this was white power and the meaning of race and ethnicity. The reason why these are important to me is that I myself am a white male, and I have considered to have white privilege. I, I can't say I have explicitly had privilege at all, but also I can't say that I haven't had privilege, maybe being ignorant or unaware of it. But personally, I have learned that I'm in a better position than others of different races or ethnicities or religions. Um, and I need to advocate for those people as I'm in a better position of those who aren't represented. And another takeaway is how poorly the United States has dealt with the history properly through the eyes of those who have been affected by it and still affects, mainly like Native Americans, African Americans, uh, Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders, and others as well. Now, as my identity, I personally identify myself as a white man. My family migrated to the United States around 100 years ago from Scotland due to religious persecution. I'm currently agnostic, though I could change. I live within the so called middle class that the United States defines it as. Um, so I live a little comfortable than most people, I guess you could say. Me and my mother, like not too long ago, actually just passed the poverty line. So, um, yeah, and at the core, I'm just myself. I just help people when I can, though I just started to be able to help myself. But yeah, um, before enrolling myself in this course, I truly had no idea what exactly it was about. In high school, I never learned about ethnic studies. I didn't understand what this was going to come into. I did talk to friends and people that have taken the class, and they said it was an eye opening experience. And I was kind of really excited because I also learned that it talked about history and not like popular events, or not popular events, but like well known events. Um, I was honestly really happy because they said it was like events that you never think about or hear about, and I was like, I want to listen to those things. Also, I thought like this course would help me with things that I might be ignorant to. Again, as a white man, so yeah. And I think after taking this course, I think it is probably one of the best courses, and I fully understand why it's a required course because it turns the point on everything that like I've been taught in high school, at least because I wasn't taught any of these things. I wasn't taught to think this way, and like events of history. I was never taught like Brown versus the Board of Education, stopping segregation, elementary schools and all schools, for the matter of fact, and the Little School of 400, which helped Mexican American children and adults learn English so like they wouldn't be socially discriminated or ridiculed in school and life when they moved here. Um, as well as like the forced military service of Japanese men if they wanted to leave the internment camps. You're never taught about that when you think about World War II. You're never explicitly like brought to this. They don't teach you this because they don't want you to know. And I think the overall takeaway from this course is that more needs to be done. The white men that we talked about, the white privilege, are still in power and obtain, again, most of the wealth within the United States and tell others what to do. Like, as you can see from like most past presidents, almost all of them have been white men, and like they all have pulled power over everyone else. And I personally don't know what I can do, but I know I can do something. It's it's easy to say, like racism is bad. We need to do something, but it's also harder, but easier to do something about it. You can go to events, you can make people aware, you can do these things without just saying bad. Racism is bad. Um, and you just need to change the way that society thinks of this class and other events surrounding it, and not think of it as a woke class, what I've heard some people call it, like my parents, for example. Um, but I think like some ways I can like involve these things or fight these bills that come out, right, on petitions, help people when they need it from these marginalized communities, and just do anything where I can. Even if it's a small thing, I'm still doing something. Thank you.